the hidden story of Bitcoin nobody talks about. Hi, if you're watching this, chances are one of three things is happening. You've heard of Bitcoin and you think, whoa, too late, too expensive. Or maybe you've heard people say Bitcoin might matter and you're not sure why. Or maybe you're curious, but you feel intimidated by wallets, volatility, or the headlines that make it sound like chaos. If any of these describe you, stay with me for the next few minutes. No jargon, no hype, just a story. And by the end, you'll see why so many people quietly change their minds about what Bitcoin really is. I don't want to sell you anything. I just want to guide you, to help you wake up gently to something most people never truly stop to think about, and to understand why the very questions you're asking. Is it too late? Is it too expensive? Is it even real? Are exactly the right ones to be asking. So, let's go back in time for a moment. Picture this. Thousands of years ago, people exchanged shells, beads, cattle, even salt for the things they needed. They didn't just trade objects, they traded trust. Trust that what they held in their hand would still mean something tomorrow. Trust that someone else would value it too. Money has always been a story we agree to believe in together. Fast forward to modern times. We have paper money, then plastic cards, now digital entries on a screen. All of it built on that same fragile foundation of trust. We trust that banks will hold our money, that governments won't print too much, that someone else will accept our dollars tomorrow. But what happens when that trust begins to fade? In 2009, something quietly appeared online. A white paper from someone called Satoshi Nakamoto. It wasn't a company. It wasn't a government. It was an idea. An idea that money could be separated from the institutions that always controlled it. That value could be transferred directly between people without permission. That rules could be enforced by code, not by power. And that supply could be limited forever. That idea became Bitcoin. Now I know what you might be thinking. That's cool, but it's 2025. I missed it. You see the headlines, the price, the charts, and you think, if only I bought back then. But let's pause for a second. What does it even mean to be too late? When we're still in the early chapters of a completely new kind of money? Think about the internet in the 90s. People thought it was too late then too. Amazon already existed. Google was rising, yet the biggest waves of change were still decades away. Bitcoin is like that. Still misunderstood, still maturing, still finding its role in a world that hasn't fully realized what's happening yet. You're not too late. You're early enough to still ask the right questions. So, let's answer one. Why does Bitcoin have value? What backs it? The short answer, nothing. And that's exactly the point. It's not backed by promises, or politicians, or paper. It's backed by something stronger: math, code, and an unbreakable rule. There will only ever be 21 million of them. That's it. Finite, predictable, transparent. In a world where governments can print endless money, that scarcity means something. It's digital gold, but better. It can be divided into tiny fractions. You don't need to buy a whole coin. You can own a few dollars worth, and you own a piece of something that cannot be diluted. And no one, not even the richest government, can change that. Now let's talk about fear. Because yes, the volatility is real. Yes, the headlines are dramatic. And yes, the learning curve can feel steep. But here's the thing. Every great invention looked complicated at first. Credit cards did. Online banking did. Even the internet itself seemed confusing and risky. You don't need to be a genius to understand Bitcoin. You just need curiosity and patience. Start small. Buy a fraction. Learn how wallets work. Learn what it means to hold your own keys, your own access. Understand that volatility is the cost of entry in an asset still finding its true value. The media wants you to focus on the price, but what matters is the principle. Bitcoin represents something we haven't had in a long time: true financial independence. No gatekeepers, no middlemen, just you, your keys, and the network. Now, I want to show you something that almost no one talks about: the hidden side of Bitcoin, the part that isn't about getting rich. It's about empowerment. Imagine living in a country where your money loses value every month, where banks limit withdrawals, where sending money abroad is nearly impossible. For millions of people, that's not imagination. It's daily life. For them, Bitcoin isn't a speculative investment. It's survival. It's freedom. That's the quiet power of Bitcoin. It gives people, anyone, the ability to own value that can't be taken away, inflated away, or censored. That might not sound urgent if you live in a stable country, but history tells us stability never lasts forever. And when trust breaks down, systems built on code start to look a lot more reliable than systems built on politics. Now let's come back to you. You might still think it's too expensive, but expensive compared to what? To dollars that lose value every year? To stocks that rely on companies you can't control? To systems that have failed before and might fail again? Maybe expensive is relative. Here's something worth considering. Even if Bitcoin never replaces the system we know, it could quietly coexist beside it, like digital gold, the backbone of a parallel economy built on transparency. Maybe it's not about betting everything. Maybe it's about simply owning a piece of the future before everyone realizes what's happening. So, here's my advice. Take your time. Don't rush. Don't buy because someone said to. Learn because you want to understand. Because one day, when the world changes again, you'll know exactly why Bitcoin was created, and you'll realize you were never late. The truth is, this isn't a get-rich-quick story. It's a slow awakening. It's about realizing that money isn't just numbers in a bank. It's energy, time, trust, and control. Bitcoin simply gives you a new way to store those things, one that doesn't rely on anyone else's permission. And if you've made it this far, maybe you're not like most people. Maybe something inside you is curious, quietly awake, sensing that something big is unfolding beneath the surface. That's good. Curiosity is where it all starts. So take that curiosity and protect it. Don't let headlines kill it. Don't let fear smother it. Just keep learning, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and one day soon, you'll look back and realize you were part of something massive, something history will study. Thank you for watching, for listening, for being open enough to question what money really is. If this video helped you see Bitcoin in a new light, give it a like, share it, subscribe. Not because it helps me, but because it helps you keep learning. This is just the beginning. The story isn't over, and you are still early. See you in the next one.